Not a lot to go over tonight. Still, we're down in this limbo zone with the market. You're definitely not going to get a lot of bull zone breakouts and bear zone breakouts where we're at. We'll take a look at the market and then look at these few charts. I'm going to start out with the market real quick. Really hadn't accomplished a whole lot today other than maintaining where we were yesterday. And this is my chart that we've been looking at with this trend line drawn on it across the bottom. This was drawn off a weekly chart. If you go to the weekly, you can see that it did pierce that trend line. It's a little out of proportion when you switch it over to the daily. That's actually exactly where it's supposed to be. And that level would have been right around 256.42, which we went down and of course took that out. And we came back up. And I kind of mentioned that when we were looking at the chart here on this day. We're going to pull back, visit this level at a minimum, probably head on down to test the 200-day, and the trend line was right below it, and that's basically what we did. So now that we're back up here, we got an inside day. We're trying to decide what we're going to do. If you'll notice, these are my target levels I talk about on the videos. Expect stocks sometimes to go down, go up, pull back, go up, so forth. It's sitting here for 2 days. This was the level when it come off the top right here. We pretty much still flatline in that area there on these peaks. This is not a resistance, it's just an expected level to come back to begin with. So we may very well get another fade back here. Market struggled all day, another 280 point range on the Dow. So you got really just computers controlling it, hard to day trade. These bull bear signals, their breakout of bases breaking down. We're not going to see that until we've been sideways for a while. You're not going to get a lot of these alerts on this particular video. Now on our subscription service, we use these scans as well that you're looking at here in the video, but we also use a lot different setup. For instance, on CRW here, from the bounce on the low, the day they had the low, we actually picked this up. We'll just switch you over to a 10-minute chart, 15-minute chart. Let's do a 15, be a little bit easier to see more days. Our factor alerts put this on along in the afternoon on the 9th, somewhere along in here. This has held all the way ever since then. Each day our F25 alert has come through and gave the retracement, meaning we're holding the levels we want to hold, and a continuation up alert at 10:36 on the been right on this candle right here at 89.90 on the 12th. It gave the retracement, the pullback, held the level we want to pull, and we gave the alert for continuation long. It went on up to here and sideways through the day, and then today at 10:45 at 91.02, right in this area, right here actually, the high of this candle was right after this crossover here, came out at 91.02 for the continuation up for today, and it gave another nice run on up today. So this has just continued to be in that uptrend. Now to get those alerts, you'd have to be one of our subscribers to our alert service. Now this is just a search I ran. We have a search item. You can go in and enter your symbols you want to watch. Of course, they have to be on our list of 400 or some of the few we might bring in from outside the list each day from earnings or momentum moves or volume moves and so forth. This is just CHRW. I just ran the F50s, and the F100 alert also went off today, given the bigger trend. Starting a long setup on it is finally recovered enough for that, and that was at 11:24 at 91.73, and then in the afternoon at 1:16, 92.30 triggered the F100 alert on this same chart we were just looking at. So those were, one of those was up in this area and the other was on up in this area. And we want to go back and draw trend lines when we see these. The bigger the alert, the more trend line we want to be broke. So along the way here, we've got up to the big F100. We're way up here now, and we're clearing this trend line. We want to always be clearing a trend line as they work their way up. So that's what you were seeing here along the way, the short-term trend line. It cleared here. This little trend line here. Got this break. If you drew a trend line across here, we got this break as each level went. So that this has continued up on the F25. Once it gave the long alert way back here, it's never gave a reversal. Now during these choppy days we were getting F25s and F50s going back and forth with all this range we had. So we're getting settled in here now, and like I said, this was a great example of our lowest level alert. The F factor 25 came in here, continuation alert here, continuation alert here. Never has given a reversal alert at all, even on the shortest factor we use, which is the F25. And now, like I said, the F50 and the F100 have come in here now. So this is still continuing up nicely. And that's the kind of alerts you can get on our premium alert service while you're waiting on these developments for the bigger trends. If we got these little trends and get you in multi-day trades. On our bear zone on the weekly here, we got 2 on the weekly. Just sat here on the inside day again today on this stock, and this triggered today. TMUS didn't quite get that low yesterday. It's come in on the weekly alert to the downside, and if you look back on the daily, this is just not recovered from the sell-off, but I think it was already kind of biased this way, heading this way anyway before the big sell-off. Those of you 2 on the weekly bears. The daily bears, we got about 11 here that's hanging in this area. They did the sell-off and they can't recover so far. This is AAP. Did the nice reversal and held an inside day, and then today it took back out the 50 and the 200, and it's back in the daily bear zone, and this definitely looks lower. AGN remains on the list. It gave a pretty nice little run there prior to this sell-off, and it's looking kind of sad on the weekly here too. This is the 3rd week down after it made this nice run here. So a pretty nice run, about $17 off the bottom here, but it got back to this resistance level and got caught up in this sell-off, and it's making new lows again. And this is the last support area it had back the first week of December, and it's tested it, held it, tested, held it, tested, failed it today. It kind of gave this big candle open early and then went sideways most of the day and then sold off the end of the day here. $1.50 it looks like into the close to make that back down where this low was a couple days ago. This stock gap down this morning through the bear zone. It had already gave an alert here a few days ago, like most things did, and lost that today and lost the 200-day. BMRM just kind of basing around down here now. This is just a reset on this. Not that big a deal. Inside day, still trying to decide what it's going to do, and it's got support right here. CAR, same thing, just sideways in the zone down here. This stock gap down on some negative chatter, or maybe Amazon getting in the healthcare business or something like that. Gave a pretty nice bounce throughout the day. And it's holding this support line right here, and it needs to hold this. This is $65.28. So not sure at all what this stock's going to do, but there's your support line. Hertz really had recovered in the sell-off, continues to go down. It's the third week down, back into the bear zone that it visited. This bear zone here, and that's what I want you to see on these charts where it's done. It's already created the alert one time in the past. Now it's just creating it again. So the real trade, if you were going to be short this, is up here. It's just recalculated the bear zone. It's recrossing it again. This is looking pretty weak here on the weekly. It's probably just a dollar or two away from going into the weekly bear zone. It's at the 200-day. It really needs to hold. This stock first time in the bear zone, so it's really, this is a normal base, just easing into the bear zone today. 50-day right below it, 200-day right below it. This could be setting up for a definitely on its own, not just caught up in this market turmoil of breaking down. KMX just in the chop down here after the sell-off, holding support lines so far right here. It just revisited. It was already again, this is a re-entry to a new calculated bear zone. It is holding the support line down here. It looks like $62.74. Double L caught up in the sell-off, gave a couple of day little bounce. Here's resistance. It missed it here, come back down the last 2 days and lost support here. You know, this day just kind of pinned it, opened right on it. Looks like it opened right really on it. 2409 was that number. 2407 was the line. So that final gap down day when the market gave that bounce, it did hold. But now it's rejected this support line, resistance line that was created back here, headed lower, and looks like it could go much lower. Another stock just chopping in here in a couple of support areas right below the 50-day. Is a re-entry into the bear. So just kind of, it's got to figure this out. Here's your support line right now. We only got 2 weekly bulls. This stock didn't even phase it, all the sell-off. It just stayed doing what it's been doing. On the daily, didn't really sell off hardly in the market. Got caught a little bit of this right here, and it's breaking into the weekly bull zone today. This stock could be headed for higher prices. Looks very strong, and really not paying much attention to the market. From the range, it doesn't look like much of a day trader. Knx Weekly, just this stock didn't sell off really to amount to anything. Gave this range here like many stocks did on the Dow selling off. This thing's really just maintained itself well. There's nothing wrong with this stock at all. This was a gap up, possibly earnings. I'm going to go back and look up the date. And then the sell-off with all the market stuff going on, and then sideways for the last 4 or 5 days. Held up very well right here. Daily bull, you got 2 showed up there today. Again, not a stock that really sold off a lot during the sell-off of the market, and it's making new highs. That's super strong considering what the market's been through. And NEWR, again, this is a second revisit up here. Just chopped for days while the market was selling off. Did not sell off, and now has resumed its upward momentum. That's all the symbols we got. We'll do the recap thing on here for you, just to see the few that might be on. Get you an update on that. While you're here, be sure to subscribe to our channel and follow us on Twitter or StockTwits at Daytrader Setups. And our website is daytradersetups.com and swingtradersetups.com. Don't forget, this video is being brought to you by our premium alerts at swingtradersetups.com. They're real-time alerts. They're posted on our website, and we're looking at our bull zone weekly and daily breakouts, and our bear zone weekly and daily breakouts that are in one category on the website. And there are other categories that are more aggressive for the more active trader as well. And by having a subscription to that service, you get all these alerts intraday as they happen, and one subscription gets you access to everything, as well as our chart system. If you would like to get it, I can set you up a couple of different ways to have the green and pink lines available for your charts as you review. Let's go forward. We'll do the bulls first. There's a lot less of them to see. Usually today, yesterday, they're still in the bull zone, and this is maintaining the bull zone as it recalculates higher, if it's gone enough to recalculate higher. This is maintaining the momentum, which is indicated on our line down here, and then we also have a trend stability, which is this green line, and it's holding that as well. I mean, it's just not making low enough lows to give any concern. So both these are real strong. CME broke out yesterday, was only up 3 cents today. Just got a little inside day. This stock's pretty strong. WIX, 2 nice days in a row. It's at the 200 now. LITE broke out 3 days ago, and it's pretty much still holding the same level. It's not above the current bull zone. It broke a bull zone back here, slightly recalculated. It's not above the current one, but it's still near highs, and it is holding the 200, and it is holding the momentum part of our alert. There's a minimum has to be involved in this too, so it doesn't take much for this to get back above the current bull zone level, which is at 57.79 right now. It's where this little green line is right here. So it's just a few cents below that. The stock's still strong. So you got a good look at all those, which one are still remaining some strength here, and we'll get you a look at the bears. Today, yesterday, day before yesterday, 3 days ago. These are all just kind of sideways, and this CHRW, you know, it's still technically not in the bear zone anymore. It just alerted 3 days ago on the sell-off, and we just looked at this earlier. It's heading on back up. So that's where you can see we're not in the bear zone anymore. We got no strength from that momentum build, and we're not, you know, holding low enough highs to stay for trend stability. So this is completely out of the picture now, headed back up. And you're going to see a lot of that with this market trying to get some of these stocks to bounce. But I want you to see the list so you can see the ones that are still strong to the downside. And you can see AGN still on the list there, pretty strong. We were looking at it as an example earlier. Get these up. This is stuff that, you know, went in during the sell-off in the market 5 days ago and 4 days ago. That was another one we were just looking at, and those are the ones that were coming up on the weekly bears, and they're the ones that are still maintaining strength to the downside, and the ones with the red lines on them are still the weaker ones of the group that's still left down here. Just trying to give you a chance to pause the video and get yourself a look at all these symbols and see the few that still remain pretty weak in this big sell-off in the market. Most things have tried to bounce. This is kind of interesting. This thing's still pretty ugly. Just sitting down here. They had earnings, I believe, about 3 days ago. They're just laying down here really weak after that. Trying to look at a few of these for myself that I haven't seen lately. I'm just looking at this daily chart here. rejecting the 50-day there. It's a long list of stocks. Let's try to keep working it down, let you get a pause and a look, or chance to pause the video where you can get a look at these in more detail. $198 symbols on this one list here. Of course, most have rebounded, and this was cost from the market. This is 4 days ago. Not too many left, still weak. We looked at TMUS a minute ago. That one we didn't look at, but it's still way down here, not recovering. And that's it for tonight's video. Sorry we were late getting it out. Had a lot going on. Appreciate you watching. See you tomorrow. Through time, I've got several comments and emails from viewers that don't subscribe to our services but do watch our videos and basically say, hey man, I'm getting some good trades off your videos. I wish there's a way I could contribute, and I don't want to sign up for a membership. So I finally went and made a donation button. You can find it 2 places. On any video, we're included at the bottom. You just click the show more button, and shortly down there you'll see support our channel, a donation through PayPal. You can click right here, pay through or make a donation through PayPal. Any amount you want to put in there is acceptable and appreciated. And then on our website, you can go to daytradersetups.com, press the YouTube menu item. It'll take you to this page, and there's a donate button there as well. And we appreciate that, appreciate the suggestion, and thank you ahead of time for any donations sent. We appreciate it a lot.